Well, can't say that I thought I would be doing this again. You did read that title right. I am indeed getting a second nose job tomorrow, actually. Let me just rewind a little bit and explain how I got here, just in case you're stumbling upon this video or you didn't even know that I got a nose job in the first place. So it was 5 years ago when I got my first and what I thought would be my only nose job. It was August of 2020, so actually it was about 4.5 years ago. Getting my nose done was something that I always wanted to do, and it was something that I explored for a very, very long time before actually getting it done. The first time I saw a plastic surgeon or thought about doing it, I think I was 16 or 18, and then I saw multiple plastic surgeons over the years. And I never really felt like I was ready. I didn't feel like I was ready mentally more than anything. And I just knew that it was a really, really big decision and I didn't want to rush into doing it. But when I was 25, I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I really want to do this for myself. I'm going to do it. I met with my surgeon, I really liked him, and I booked it, and that was that. My initial goals when it came to my surgery was that I just wanted my nose to look more defined and more refined, and I didn't want to look like a completely different person. I didn't want to have like a cookie cutter nose. I just wanted my nose to be a little bit more finessed. And my surgeon kind of did exactly that. He refined my nose. He gave me more definition, especially at my tip and on my bridge. The worst part about a nose job is honestly the healing process, because it just takes such a long time. They say that it takes a full 2 years for your nose to completely heal and for all the swelling to go away. And throughout my healing process, it was definitely a little bit of a roller coaster ride, because while I really loved the result of my surgery and I was so excited about it, there were little things that I noticed. Nobody's face is 100% perfect or symmetrical, and honestly, it shouldn't be. But when you pay a large sum of money to get your nose done, it's hard not to hyperfixate on the small details, especially because it's a bit of a scary process. Like during that healing process, I didn't know what my final result was going to look like. I was crossing my fingers that I was going to love it and that I wasn't going to feel like I made the biggest mistake of my life. Like it's just scary. So it's hard not to hyperfixate on like my nostrils being uneven or there being like a bump somewhere where there shouldn't be a bump. And you're also trying to get used to like this new face that you haven't lived with for the entirety of your life. But there was one thing that never really went away and that I noticed very early on in my healing journey, and that was this little bump right at the tip of my nose. And I knew it wasn't really supposed to be there. And I also had a feeling that it wasn't really gonna go down because it didn't feel like swelling. It felt hard, like it was scar tissue or cartilage. And not only does it feel hard, but it actually feels like there's an angle to it, like it feels pointy. So when I saw my surgeon, I obviously brought up my concerns about this bump. He agreed that it shouldn't be there. And he basically told me at that point, he's like, we can try to inject it with cortisone, because if it is scar tissue, maybe we can try and break it down with a cortisone shot. Or your second option would be to just get it removed via a second surgery. The second surgery was just not even on the table for me at the time. I was like, okay, let's try that cortisone shot and see if that does anything. So I got the cortisone shot. It didn't really help. It helped maybe just a teeny tiny little bit, but not enough to make a difference. And at that point, I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm happy with my nose. I like it a lot more than I did previously. I definitely don't regret my decision. And I kind of just put it on the back burner. I was like, you know what? If this thing bothers me down the line, maybe I'll go in and fix it. But right now, I'm just gonna leave it as is and just live my life. And so here we are, 4.5 years later, and now is the time. Literally 2.5 weeks ago, I decided that I wanted to explore potentially doing this. I booked an appointment with another surgeon and he aligned exactly what needed to be done for me to get the result that I want. And he essentially said it's a fairly simple surgery. And I said, okay, cool. Let's book it. This is the bump that I'm talking about. When I turned to the side, you could kind of see that little point over there. That just shouldn't be there, which is also going to help in making this side, which is naturally a little bit more indented than this side, look less indented. I actually had asked him if he would be able to even things out a little bit over here because, like I said, there's more of an indent on this side than this side. And he actually said he could, technically, he would have to put a graft here to give that support to be able to do that, but he wouldn't suggest it and would not do it because he said I just would not like the result. It would end up making my nose look a lot wider. But he said that by smoothing out this, it's going to help this by not looking as intensely different because the tip is going to be even. The second thing that my surgeon is going to be working on, which I'm also very excited about, is actually my breathing. Because since getting my nose done, my left nostril actually collapses when I take in really deep breaths like this. Yeah. I really feel like I spent so much money and so much time healing from this initial surgery that took me such a long time to even do in the first place. I would like to have the result, like the perfect result that I was hoping for. The change is gonna be so subtle that I honestly could have not even told you guys about it, and you probably wouldn't have even noticed. But because I've been talking about my nose job journey since the very beginning, and I literally documented the entire thing and give you guys updates all the time, it felt right to bring you along on this process as well. And I've already put it all out there, so why not? I was told that 1 in 5 people get a revision after getting a nose job. So it is apparently very, very, very common. And that is why when it comes to plastic surgery, it is so important that you are ready to take on all of the risks. Because you think I knew I was gonna have to get a second surgery 4.5 years later when I got my initial one? Absolutely not. I truly cannot even wrap my head around the fact that I am so chill. When I got my first surgery, I think I had an anxiety attack every single day for 2 months straight. And the night before my surgery, like, I don't even think I slept. I'm just not nervous even in the slightest. For one, this is not at all the same type of surgery that I got the first time. It was way more intense. Even still, I'm just so shocked at how chill I am. I'm actually really proud of myself. So right now it's 9 a.m. My surgery is meant to start around 1, but I have to go to the clinic at 12. There's really not much that you have to do to prep beforehand on my end. I just have to fast. So I've been fasting since midnight last night. And honestly, I'm actually really, really hungry right now. I normally eat as soon as I wake up. So my body's like, where's my food? You're supposed to take a shower, wash your whole body and your face, and not put on any lotions, creams, deodorants. And then lastly, you're just supposed to take off all of your jewelry. So I took off my little earring that I never take off and my necklace. Yesterday, I actually went to go get a blowout, which I think was a genius idea because I'm not going to be able to wash my hair for probably about a week. So I wanted my hair to feel really fresh and clean going into the surgery. Honestly, my biggest concern is about Gus. I don't want Gus to be worried about me. I don't think Gus has ever been worried about anything ever, actually. We're waiting. All right, here we are. It's happening. I got my sexy compression socks on right now. Now I am getting a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit shaky, but I'm also starving. So it's like a combination of the two. I spoke to my doctor a couple times already, and he's just truly so fantastic and is making me feel so confident and comfortable. And I'm just excited. It's gonna be great.
3 hours later.
Surgery is done. Here's what the nose is looking like. Sorry, it's a little bit dark right now, but the sun is setting because it is close to 5 p.m. The whole thing went very, very, very quickly. As soon as they brought me in to the back, I put on my little gown and my compression socks. I took my anti-nausea medication, and then they brought me into the OR. When I walked into the OR, Taylor Swift was playing, which was an incredible sign. I was really, really excited to hear Cruel Summer playing in the background. And the whole thing just happened so quickly. They like strapped me down on the table and put in my IV. And before I knew it, I was falling asleep and then waking up. And when I woke up, I didn't feel nauseous. I didn't feel sick. I felt totally fine. Still feel totally fine, although like half my face feels really, really numb right now. I did actually see a picture of my nose. My doctor took a picture and sent it to my mom and showed it to me. And it's looking great. Good morning. So last night was night number 1, and I slept horribly, like so bad, but not because I was in pain in any way, but because I had to sleep on my back and elevated, and it's just not how I normally sleep. And I was also like aggressively mouth breathing, which just all in all made for a very uncomfortable sleep. I don't even think I slept more than like 3 hours at a time, besides like not sleeping well. Totally 100% fine. Zero pain, zero. I
I've just been taking the Tylenol that they gave me. Like my nose doesn't even feel sore right now. I was completely numb on this side of my mouth, and even like a little bit on my face yesterday, and waking up today, it's completely back. I'm not even really like very swollen, if much at all. There's absolutely no bruising, but that was to be expected because he didn't break any bones or anything, so I wasn't supposed to bruise. The worst thing that's going on is the bleeding from my nostrils. And that's why I have this little like mustache bandage underneath my nose. So right now it's 6:50. I actually have a checkup with my doctor today at 8 a.m. He's just gonna check in. It's probably gonna be a very quick appointment. He's gonna look inside my nose, make sure everything is looking good, and that's pretty much it. So I'm looking forward to that. I forgot to mention what my surgeon actually told me what he ended up doing to my nose and what he ended up finding. So on the tip of my nose, that like bump, turns out that there was very little scar tissue there, and it was mainly cartilage, which is interesting because what that means is that it's not something that happened like after surgery, which is what I was always told. I was always told that like that bump was not supposed to be there, but it happened because like things happen with scar tissue, and that's just how my scar tissue formed. But it wasn't even scar tissue, it was cartilage. And then this side of my nose is more indented. And he said that there was scar tissue there that was kind of pulling it in. And he removed that scar tissue to hopefully like release it a little bit. Maybe it's going to be less indented on the side, which fingers crossed that actually happens, because that would be awesome. And then the cherry on top of the sundae was he fixed my breathing. Again, I don't know what the internal structures of my nose are called, but he told me that he moved some things around and expanded some things, so I'm going to be able to breathe a lot better. Oh my god, I'm so happy that I got a blow up, because how good is my hair looking right now? Nothing like feeling like you're having a good hair day when you're not having a great face day. Oh my god, I didn't tell you this. This is so funny. Okay, so obviously after waking up, after the anesthesia wears off, you're a little bit disoriented, a little bit confused, but I do remember the very first thing that I said to the nurse when I woke up, and can any of you guess what it was? It's so on brand for me. I said, I miss my cat. Been eating a lot of pineapple because it's supposed to be good for inflammation. My last surgery, I was on such a strict diet before I actually had my surgery because I had so much time to prepare, but this time around I had no time to prepare really. So I wasn't really able to do all the things that like I kind of wanted to do just to prep my body for surgery. I was on like this whole anti-inflammation diet before I did my initial surgery. I don't know if it helped at all, honestly, but it made me feel good, like I was doing something good for my body. And one of the things was eating a lot of pineapple. So I figured that was an easy thing to implement this time around. Speaking of food, I also got a special broth from a naturopath. I drank this also the first time that I had my surgery. It's like an anti-inflammation broth. The main thing is potato peel. It's like a potato peel broth with all these other ingredients that are supposed to be good for you. Can't hurt, you know? I already finished one whole pouch yesterday, so I have 5. And I'm gonna finish them over the next couple of days. These are things that I just like to do to help support my body through this process.
When you burn just to get there. Connor is my boyfriend.
We're at the doctor. Just waiting. That was a very quick appointment. It was exactly 15 minutes. My doctor basically just cleaned off the dry blood off of my nose, which is great. So now I don't have the gauze thing there anymore. And he said I'm looking great. I can already breathe so much better. He told me he opened up my airways quite a bit. And even though there's like, you know, some dry blood is still probably in there, and it's probably not at the maximum amount of airflow at the moment, the difference is actually insane. He said that it's good for me to walk and move, so we are going to do that. We're walking to brunch. We're going to go to Arthur's. I was like, is it crazy that I'm okay going into a restaurant looking like this? Because I genuinely just don't care. Hello, back for another update. There's honestly not much to update you guys on. I feel like this is going to be pretty uneventful from here on out until I get my bandages off. The fact that this is my day 1, I find to be absolutely insane, considering how I was my first surgery. Like, I'm just gonna put a picture right here of what I look like day 1 after my surgery, my original one. Like, not even close to the same situation. I didn't think that my recovery would be as intense as my original surgery, but I didn't expect that it would also be this easy. Like, I feel
practically normal. I have zero pain. I'm not even on Tylenol right now. I also cannot believe the difference in the airflow in my nose right now. It's so funny because I feel like you only know what you didn't have until you have it. When it comes to something like this, there were times when I definitely felt like it was a little bit harder to get air into my nose, but I didn't think that it was an issue. And I didn't think that it was because of my nose job, but apparently it was. I'm already just so happy that I did this. I feel like this was the best decision ever. I can already tell that I'm going to be so happy also with the aesthetic difference. I can tell even bandaged up that the bump is gone on my tip. My nostrils even look more even, although we'll see what happens once the swelling goes down. And I cannot wait to see if the indent on the side of my nose became less apparent from the adjustment that he made. I am, however, going to take a nap because I'm sleepy. But I'll update you guys probably tomorrow because I don't think there's much else to say today. Hi, I'm day 2 post-op. Last night, day 1 post-op, I went out for dinner. It's Sunday today. I've kind of just been hanging around, laying on the couch all day. I've been editing videos. I posted a little announcement on Instagram, which is always a little bit nerve-wracking. You know, as much as I've already put myself out there on the internet, especially when it comes to my nose job, it's still overwhelming and a little bit scary to do it again. And I always get this like wave of anxiety before posting anything like super personal. And then all of my anxiety is put at ease when I'm always met with the most wonderful, kind, respectful comments. And that's what makes it easy for me to share. So thank you for that. So because I did share everything on Instagram, I had asked if anybody had any questions, and I seem to be getting the same questions over and over. So I wanted to address some of them in the video. The main question that I got, and I don't even remember if I addressed it yet in today's video, is why I decided to go with another surgeon and not my original surgeon. The last time I saw my original surgeon, which was probably over a year ago now, he did suggest like a revision rhinoplasty as an option to fix the issues that I brought to him. But I just didn't feel totally comfortable doing it, if I'm being completely honest. The surgeon that I ended up going with, who's Dr. Borzuk, I wanted to go with Dr. Borzuk because I just really trusted that he would be able to give me exactly what I wanted. He's actually one of the first surgeons in Canada to do a face transplant, which is just absolutely incredible. So when it did come time for me to choose who to see, that's who I wanted to see. I have also been getting asked quite a bit about price. To be honest, I don't feel like totally comfortable disclosing the exact amount that I paid for my nose jobs. It also varies quite a bit depending on where you are in the world, who you see, what you personally actually have to get done. So even telling you the exact amount, like, it doesn't really make much of a difference because it's so personal to what I specifically needed to get done. But what I will say is that my original nose job price and my revision nose job price, very similar. Some people were asking me, like, if I went to go see my original surgeon, would I have gotten a discount because I needed a revision? And that's just not typically how surgeons work, unless they have some type of like guarantee in their contract. It's not like buy one, get one. It's like a whole separate surgeries. And when you do get these surgeries, you do sign a contract stating that you are aware that there is a possibility that you might need to get a revision done. And by signing that contract, you're signing that, like, if you need to get the revision, then you will need to pay for that revision. That's why getting plastic surgery is serious business, man. Like, it is no joke. There are risks involved, things can happen, and you might be left at a place where you do need to get a revision and have to pay for that revision again, which freaking sucks. But it's the name of the game, and you need to know that going into it. I had an old friend message me who is now a plastic surgeon, and he commented on the video that I posted, just saying, like, I love that video that you posted. People really need to know that, like, rhinoplasties are so tricky and revisions are so common. Like I said at the beginning of the video, 1 in 5 rhinoplasties will end up needing a revision. I just really want to make sure that, like, this is not glamorized in any way, you know? Like, my biggest goal here is to just kind of share my experience with you guys and to share this really honestly, because I have been sharing this for 5 years now, almost, like, this whole experience. I've only spoken very highly about my experience because I did have, like, a really great overall experience, but it also does a discount the issues that did come with that experience that I also really wanted to fix. And honestly, if I'm gonna go through all this, I want to have the best result possible. Who wouldn't? That's really all I gotta say right now. So I'll update you guys next time I have an update. Okay, so I've been home literally doing nothing all day. So I do feel like I'm going a little bit crazy at the moment. So I thought I would get up and do something, and that something is going to be making a juice. I go through phases with juicing. Sometimes I'm like really into it and I'll juice multiple times a week, and then I won't touch my juicer for like a year and a half. So I have all of these oranges that I fear are going bad soon. So I wanna be sure that they get used. Some lemon, apple. I also have some celery that I also want to use. If I'm worried that some of my fruits and vegetables are going bad, I just juice them so that I can use them and they don't go to waste. So all the juice goes in here, and then all the pulp goes in here. And you know your juicer is doing a good job when you touch the pulp and it's fairly dry. That means it's extracting all of the possible juice in the fruit or vegetable. Nothing beats fresh juice, it's so good. And the whole thing took like 10 minutes to do. Yay. Also question, I have a lot of stuff like deep in my nose at the moment. Are you gonna be able to scoop that out?
Let me see what I can take out.
Fantastic.
I love picking boogers in the morning. 30 years of education and I'm picking boogers.
Even with all the stuff in my nose, I can breathe so much better. It's insane.
It's great. It's like a highway of air, huh?
Yeah.
And this looks great. That dent is gone.
The dent is gone?
Right now it's gone. It's swollen, so hopefully it stays gone.
Oh my God, that's so exciting. It's low-key satisfying though, no?
I love this. What are you talking about?
So it's swollen.
It's swollen, yeah. Yeah, it's great. Okay, go look over here.
Just a little bit nervous.
Are you?
Yeah.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know.
It looks like it's...
It's so weird.
Why?
Because you have to get used to seeing yourself differently. It's like somebody like photoshopped the bump off of my nose. Like that's what it feels like.
It's perfectly the same now on both sides.
That's crazy. My nostrils are so even
2
now.
weeks.
2-3 weeks. Better, right? Yeah, they're better.
But they're like completely even now.
So far, it's perfect.
But
Yes.
it could change. Yeah.
See, it's all like, it looks great, but I'm hesitant to say, oh, it's great, it's perfect, just wait and see.
That's so crazy. Thank you so much.
My absolute pleasure. I love this. Why do I do this? It's the best.
It just looks like so smooth. I can't believe
You know what I mean?
the indent is like almost.
Yeah,
To me, it still looks
gone.
smaller than.
Listen, it was traumatized tissue. I removed the scar tissue. It can still stick back down.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't want you massaging anything.
Okay, don't touch.
Just don't touch. Just leave it.
Okay.
No taping, nothing.
No taping.
No.
Okay.
Nothing. Now, if you were going to drive, I know this is going to sound crazy, but this happens to one of my patients.
Yeah.
If you're going to drive, I'm going to ask you not to stare at your nose while you're driving. It's not a joke. You can get into a car accident. Came in, I was in a horrible car accident. I was staring at my nose. I couldn't stop looking at my nose.
She was so happy with it.
She was so happy. She loved it. She said she changed her rearview mirror so she could look at it from the side in the car. Like,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Can you actually explain what you did for the inside?
yes, there are 3 filters inside the bone of your nose, and they humidify the air, and they filter the air as you breathe in through your nose. The lower one, specifically I think it was your left side, was the entire width of your airway. So no matter what you do here, even though your nose is smaller and there'll be less air, that was impeding a lot of the airflow. So it's a bone. I pushed it to the outside on both sides. So I broke it, if you will, but I basically just bended them out. And so the air now flows in. Naturally, after a nose job, you might have less, like your breathing can go down. Almost always, we should move those aside to make more room for the air.
Right.
So now you should be able to breathe.
Thank you.
It is so weird to like have to readjust to what your face normally looks like. I can't even explain it. It's such a trippy feeling, but wow, it really looks so awesome. It's very, very, very swollen all across the entire nose, which is going to go down over the next couple of weeks. But even with the swelling, it just looks amazing. It looks straighter. My nostrils are completely even right now, which is really, really great. The indent on the left side has decreased significantly. The bump on the tip of the nose is also completely gone. It looks the same, just perfected. and that's exactly what I wanted.
I'm now gonna do what I've been waiting for the last week, and that is to properly wash my face. I am so excited. I've been dreaming of this moment. Holly Frog Water Lily Milky Wash, something hydrating. I'm not supposed to massage my nose at all, so I'm not really gonna touch my nose very much. Honestly, my skin has actually been doing quite well considering I haven't washed my face. While it feels really dry, the redness has gone down quite a bit, probably because I haven't been putting any products on it whatsoever for the last week. So it really had a chance to like reset. So it kind of did my skin some good, but it's time. It's definitely time. My nose is definitely sensitive, especially at the tip. When he was taking off all the tapes, it didn't feel great, but it's not horrible. Exfoliation time. I'm gonna use the Tatcha, the rice polish. That feels so good. Because I haven't put a moisturizer on my skin in the last week, I wanna use something really thick and repairing. So I'm gonna use the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast.
It has been a week and a half since my surgery, only a week and a half, which is so crazy. This is the very first time that I did my makeup. Since getting my bandages off, I haven't really been able to do my makeup because my nose was just way too sensitive and my skin started to freak out. I think not washing it for a week, it really caught up to me because I'm not even joking when I say layers of skin were just peeling off of my face, especially on my actual nose because it was so dry. It was wild. Let me give you the official before and after as of right now. Even the front view I find is so much more soft compared to what it was before. I am just so happy with what I'm seeing so far, even a week and a half in. I could not be happier that I did this. Since getting my bandages taken off, not much has changed. I definitely see the swelling go down day by day. We're only a week and a half in. It takes about 3 weeks for a large majority of the swelling to go down. And then over like 3 months, more swelling will go down. So there's still a long, long way to go. But even at a week and a half right now, I'm so happy with what I'm seeing. I'm honestly just so grateful for Dr. Borsig. I'm so happy with his work, with what he did. The whole thing was just seamless from A to Z. This is where I'm gonna leave it. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this whole entire vlog. If you have any further questions that you would like me to answer, feel free to leave them in the comments. I can always do like a follow-up video doing kind of like an FAQ. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe if you wanna see more from me and wanna continue to see how my nose heals. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.